Hello, hello, Speed Gaming viewers, and welcome to week one of the 2022 Super Metroid multi-category randomizer tournament. We have what's shaping up to be a great race for you today, Belthasar versus Ruya, and we're really looking forward to seeing this match. I will be one of your commentators, Count Cranberry, and I am joined in the virtual commentator box by Simo. How you doing today, Simo?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm pretty excited to watch this one. These two guys are kind of legends in the community. So we have Ruya, world record holder for GT Classic and GT Max, and Belthasar, owner of the speedrunning Discord.
Yeah, it seems like we have a great match in front of us. We've seen a couple of cursed seeds yesterday. For anyone who watched some of last night's matches, we had a great match just a little while ago. If anyone out there didn't catch the match earlier between Nefarious and Iron Rusty, I really recommend going back and watching the VOD. Won't say anything about it, but it's just a great race. But don't change the dial from here. We want you to watch this race too.
Looks like we're starting. We have Ruya. Ruya is using the cursed Kirby sprite.
Buff Kirby. Who doesn't love to see it?
I don't. This haunts me.
So, for those who may be new to randomizers or viewers out there, we are doing the multi-caddy tournament has three different randomizer category types. We've got map randomizer, we've got item randomizer, and we've got boss randomizer. This week one settings, we're doing full countdown, meaning that items can be anywhere, major items can be anywhere, but you'll notice in the top left corner that there is a little tracker that displays the name of the area you're in and how many of those 16 major items are left in the area. Major items are kind of your beams, your movement items, and they do not include E-tanks or reserve tanks.
Oh, good. Kirby's picked up the wheel. It's an important invention.
As scary as that sprite is, you really have to, compliment whoever put it together for the inventiveness of some of the alternate sprites. The wheel for the morph ball is just, it's inspired. I'm not gonna lie. Terrifying, but inspired.
It's always nice to get power bombs early here. We'll see if any of our runners choose to go check Billy Mays. Like with still two majors on the table and no supers yet, I think you would kind of want to.
Yeah, with those two items up there, it's always a gamble. I've heard split thinking on Billy Mays check. With the number of power bombs it takes, I think it takes 3 at this point in the game, and that does potentially lock you out from checking the meme route transition over on the other side of the elevator. So, kind of have to maybe make a choice between getting information on the transition or checking out Billy Mays.
But there could always just be more power bombs up here.
Hey, power bombs are never a bad thing, at least until you get 15 of them.
So I know. Oh, see, there they are. But I know Belthasar is a bit more familiar with Rando than Ruya. He's been in some previous tournaments. So we'll see if he can take that as an advantage.
Yeah, randomizer experience is definitely different. I came into this tournament without much randomizer experience, and it is completely different from playing your regular category races. It helps to have that micro movement advantage that you might pick up from standard racing or standard runs, but the decision making is definitely more interesting, and that really comes into play this week's map rando, which is full area randomization. You want to talk a little bit about what that means?
All right. So they're supers. So for full area randomization, pretty much there's portals from each area. So here there's the meme route. There's two on the left side of criteria. There's two on the right side of criteria. And instead of leading to Red Tower or like wrecked ship and things like that, oh my god, I'm terrified.
Oh, that was a little close. But Ruya makes it through.
Instead of leading to wrecked ship, it could end up being like East Meridia or Norfair, or here in this case, we saw Lower Norfair. We saw the lava dive in the meme route.
Yeah, those area connections all being shuffled really makes for some interesting routing sometimes.
Yes, there's actually kind of like a lot of skill in finding the areas you actually want to find and choosing which areas to go explore.
Yeah, and it does open up some possibility for getting stuck in the map depending on where you might try to explore. For example, if you find a portal to the top of West Meridia, if you decide to go down and check, there are a couple dead-end transitions. We've got Kraid, we've got Croc, just about anything in Lower Norfair if you don't have Varia, which could potentially lock you out of being able to get back out of some of these areas. So you definitely want to think carefully before you start exploring a new area. Belthasar making the BT check. Just got missiles here. Still 2 majors outstanding in criteria.
With these 10 power bombs, I imagine both of them will want to go check the gauntlet here.
That does seem like a pretty good play. 3 potential checks up there if you get out the back. I think we'll see Belthasar head in that direction. That's what it looks like.
As much as I hate this Kirby sprite, it is rather well done.
Yeah, it really is. I wanted to point out earlier that after Ruya had that close call with the transition and getting back past those enemies, he did flex for us on the elevator on the way up, which may be my favorite part of the sprite. There it
There it
is. You
goes
can see it right
again.
there.
It's Mr. Universe Kirby.
I do like the refill the ship. You of course need it to get your power bombs back to clear out Gauntlet, but it always feels like a good idea to get that one save point rolling. There are rolling saves in Area Randomizer just because of that potential soft lock possibility that I was talking about earlier. So, if you make another save somewhere else, you can go to either that save or a previous save, which really helps in case you get yourself stuck.
Yeah, the rolling saves is a nice feature for Area Rando. You see Ruya taking a little bit of an acid bath here.
Just missiles on the Chozo statue. I mean, just based on the number of checks left, I imagine there has to be a major behind Gauntlet, but we'll see.
There could be nothing. It could just be at like climb supers or criteria power bombs, the moat.
I think those. Well, I don't think we've seen Terminator yet either. So any one of those 4 could be there. But just percentages, there's a 33% chance it's here.
Oh no, Ruya.
Ooh. Never want to see a death that early, but he did take that save, which is great. So he will be able to try again here real quick. And on Belthasar's side, we see Screw Attack.
So Ruya did see the front item. So what he could choose to do here is just go through Terminator normally and just kind of peek the back of the gauntlet. We see high jump boots there too. Just a Terminator item from Belthasar.
Yeah, a couple of really great movement items right off the bat.
Screw is kind of the. It's kind of like one of the comfiest items you can get.
Yeah, and I always love finding Screw really early in a seed. It just helps so much with survivability, especially when you're this low on E-tanks. It really, these side hoppers aren't going to be as much of a problem making this check here in Red Tower.
It is just a missile pack, but there's two majors in Red Tower, so that's like there's not a lot of items here. So that could be why Balthazar decided to come through here rather than checking the other portal as well.
We are going to see this transition. Yeah, I think there's 5 total checks in Red Brinstar.
Alright, Ruya makes it through this time. Gonna be collecting that screw attack.
It sounds like, whoa, Varia, pretty early in the seed. Interesting.
Great. Now our runners can go explore Lower Norfair. You want to go do that lava dive?
We did see Lava Dive at Meme Route, so that's that's a definite possibility. They've got Screw Attack, so, and I think with high jump boots, can you make it up worse room in the game with just high jump boots, or do you need something else?
High jump boots is enough. It's kind of pretty spooky to do it right now. They're gonna do probably a lot of other things first. And hopefully maybe find the back of Lower North there.
Yeah, and you would probably also want enough ammo or charge beam to deal with Ridley before you head down there, and not pray that you find it along the way.
Alright, so Ruya is choosing to check this other entrance here.
I'm not as familiar with the two runners, comparative skill levels. Do you think we'll see an early X-ray check from either runner?
I know Ruya is definitely capable of the early X-ray check. I know this is he's also done the any percent glitched, and doing that zero tank X-ray haul is one of the one of the key features of that.
Well, we'll find out in just a second whether that major is hiding behind X-ray. And it is not. Ice Beam, another one of those comfy items.
I mean, it's often like Ice Beam ends up being a required thing where you need it for like some West Meridian movement, or you need it to get to Batoon.
Yep, does provide Batoon access. Saves you from having to use power bombs on Metroids when you're in Tourian. Just an all-around handy little beam to have. Although I have heard it referred to as the shoot everything twice beam. So finding it early in a seed like this, I probably wouldn't turn it off, but other runners might if they have occasion to go into their menu.
3 majors in the wrecked ship is a lot.
It really is. It's kind of sometimes in these seeds you see one area that's particularly stacked with items like Green Brinstar, for example, but we're seeing a pretty even item distribution so far. 2 to 3 in just about every area we've seen.
So Belta making his way through the East Ocean here. We're gonna see where Ruya ends up deciding where he should go.
And Belthasar with his ammo count and Varia and skill level, probably won't have much trouble taking out Fantoon at this point and turning that wrecked ship on.
It's a lot more comfy when you have the Varia suit or just any suit.
Looks like Rui is trying to decide what he wants to do here. He's found Upper Norfair, and it looks like he's going to decide to do some exploring. So a little bit of route divergence here, which I always like to see.
I like this. Generally, I feel like normally you want to direct ship from the other side, although it's not a big deal. Rui obviously hasn't found the wreck ship yet, but exploring Norfair has a lot of entrances, and there's two majors here, so I think it makes a lot of sense to come check it out.
And we also haven't seen any of our dead ends yet. So, putting one of those dead ends like Kraid or Tourian at the other end of wrecked ship could be, kind of a turnaround point for Belthasar. Kirby arm pumping his way down on his way to speed. Or rather, the speed check, I should say.
Just some missiles, and there's both the items there. Not too exciting.
Meanwhile, Belthasar chipping away at Fantoon.
Getting a little trolled by him right now. Ah, man. Right slow. You hate to see it.
Should be able to get him this round. Yep, there he goes. Everyone's favorite ghost goes to sleep for Belthasar, and we have a ship to explore now.
Great little deboost there into Norfair Reserve. It's always a bit harder to do the deboosts and stuff when you have screw attack. It's a lot easier to just accidentally kill what you're trying to deboost on.
Yeah, and Ruya just making it look easy.
Ooh, this is a speed booster there. So that's
That is a
one
nice
important
find.
major in Norfair. We'll see what Belthasar ends up. Oh, I'm sorry, I mean Jet.
The Kirby sprite will forgive you this time, but don't let it happen again. Custom names on some of these sprites are also pretty clever. Ruya checking single chamber transition.
Yeah, going right to check this first before checking the wave item. Oh, vanilla. He's thinking about it.
There is one major in Lower Norfair, and there's a couple of them that are right close to the entrance, so probably think about whether to go dip and see what they are.
Yeah, you don't really want to go into this right now with what he had. Like only 15 supers.
Yeah,
I mean, like, I guess if he used every single bit of his ammo, he can do it. That's not really something you want to do, especially with one E tank.
no, no, it's not. Although the way logic works, they found very early, and I think gravity could be that one major that's down there potentially. You never know.
Oh no,
Oof.
Belthasar. It's kind of tricky to set up that jump there. You saw he took off his high jump boots to make it a little bit easier, but you still have to line up and get like the right run speed. I like this pathing from Ruya. You take some damage here in this lava room, but I still think from wave this is probably the fastest way to check this entrance.
Yeah, it definitely saves you a little bit of time as opposed to going back to Bubble Mountain and all the way around.
Ruya did check the Bubble Mountain missiles as an E tank. I decided he didn't want it, I suppose, but he did see what it was.
Finds a transition to Aqueduct.
Yes, we got the left side of East Meridia. That's an important one because that's where, if you have to do suitless, you'd end up finding gravity at Botwoon tank.
Right. Belthasar not finding any of those three majors in the lower half of Rex ship. So now we're headed up to the attic. We'll probably see a right side attic check.
Yeah, the longer this goes, the more likely there's a major at the Red Ship Reserve. And Balthazar's not going to be able to grab that.
Always painful when you scout it and see something important like gravity there, and you're just locked out from it.
Well, then you just don't get gravity. It's fine.
Totally easy. I mean, that's
Oh,
up.
never mind. Never mind. I guess you do get gravity.
The seed decides to be magnanimous. So Belthasar fully suited up.
So that's kind of go mode, I think, except for ammo.
Yep, either ammo or charge. He's got the access to Dragon through the Botwoon hallway. This is a tough jump right there. I've tried to make that jump before, and it is not an easy one. Turning off high jump boots to make it a little bit easier.
Yeah, unfortunately, Balthazar's not going to be able to pick up that missile pack. Sure, he's very cut up about it.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if once he finds speed, he comes back. I mean, that missile pack is just waiting to be picked up.
But yeah, with the since he's so close to go mode, I think in this case you would just kind of. I wouldn't even be checking these sky missiles probably, although maybe he's hoping to find like speed or space jump.
Yeah.
You gotta ride that first platform, I think. I don't know if you can reach the second one.
Yeah, without speed, I don't think you can, but I'm not positive there. So if you were in Belthasar's position, would you be hunting for charge, or would you be looking for ammo?
I would be looking for ammo. I would be leaving wrecked ship right now. Checking, you check like the mermaid missiles in the ocean, and you check the entrance.
You leave bowling in the dust.
Yeah, like you want to like prioritize some like dense locations to get ammo.
Meanwhile, Ruya, did I see grapple beam at ice?
You did see grapple beam.
See, Balthazar seeing super missiles at sky missiles. Decides against going after him.
I mean, this makes sense for Belthasar. He wants whatever these majors could be. Like, if this is charge beam, it would save him some time looking for ammo.
Meanwhile, Ruya finding Kraid at the top of Business Center, one of those two transitions. With no majors. The obligatory, stand up and stretch part of the race, where Balthazar is in bowling and Ruya is in Kraid cutscene. Just missing the quick kill. So we're gonna see
Wow,
Kraid stand up.
there is the charge beam.
And the hunt for ammo is over. Well, I suppose you still without, Spazer or Plasma or Wave, you'd still want, a decent amount of ammo. You don't want to be fighting Weather Ring with just Charge and Ice, probably.
Yeah, he's still going to be picking up some supers like that, and hopefully a beam along the way.
But I imagine we've seen our last missile pickup, unless it's, hard required to get through.
Oh,
And
convenient.
there it is.
Doesn't have to check a single item for the rest of the game.
Yep, that really is pretty much go mode
Well,
for Belthazar.
actually, he still needs E-tanks. Go mode E-tanks.
Those pesky E-tanks. You always forget about them. You assume that you don't have, charge plasma, both suits before you have 3 E-tanks, but that's a randomizer for you. The transition on the other side of Wreck Ship taking us to Green Brinstar, so a couple more transitions to check up here. Means Balthazar doesn't have to turn around and go back through Forgotten Highway, which he's probably thankful for. And Green Brinstar is showing us both of its majors pretty quick, Spring Ball and Bombs.
And so Ruya's about to get his Ice Beam here. We saw that Upper Norfair came out of the tube. You could technically call Ruya in go mode as well. But you really kind of want to find that gravity.
Yeah, Suitless Meridia is always fun for viewers, not necessarily always fun for racers. And Belthasar finding that Tourian entrance, so good information to have. Ruya circling back around to Moat.
So he's going to be checking this entrance here, and then we'll see if he goes back to wreck chip or not.
I would imagine he does, but maybe he's heading for a ship save or checking the transition. Yep. Not wanting to deal with Crabshaft.
Yeah, Suitless Meridia generally is kind of a slow play to commit to. You definitely can actually go up through there with Ice Beam too.
Yeah, between Ice and Grapple and High Jump Boots, he's got all the tools he needs. Just that is a commitment for sure. And I guess it would depend, how he feels in the race, whether he feels like he's behind or whether he feels like he might be in the lead. Because if he assumes that, his opponent also hasn't found gravity and is going to be doing the long search for it, he might decide to commit to it. But, we're going through wrecked ship. It looks like he's probably going to find it.
Belthasar doing a nice little gravity jump here to get up Everest. Going to be checking this pre-aqueduct transition.
Based on what we've seen so far, I'm gonna go out on a limb and guess it's either Croc or the back of East Meridia. That'd be my guess, but we'll see. Nope, it's the other criteria connection.
So Ruya, I think, checked that before. I just did not mark it off.
I also did not mark it. I'm missing a couple of other connections too, but that's okay. Like Belthasar heading back to the bottom of Main Street and deciding he doesn't want to go there. Or maybe he does.
It does seem like maybe Crocomire is going to be behind Meridia.
Because I think we've seen all of the Red Brinstar transitions. That might be the last one.
Nice air Doppler there from Ruya. I think he had missed a missile earlier and went for a stutter Doppler there. It's a nice quick 3-round here.
Yeah, very clean. Belthasar checking the other side of Moat and finds himself back at the bottom of Red Tower. Or Red Brinstar. I'm not sure if you can use those interchangeably, or whether Red Tower is specifically that one section in Red Brinstar. I have a bad habit of using them interchangeably, so...
I think I would normally just always call it Red Tower. Oh, it's the bottom of Red Tower. So Ruya is going to be coming up on the gravity suit relatively quickly. It'll be interesting to see what he decides to do. He wants those power bombs from the bulls. Okay, so Belthasar gonna go kill Kraid here. Get his no items.
I don't think there was an E-Tank in Kraid either, was there?
There's a couple in Bubble Mountain, at least, so he has that.
We'll just take a second to shout out our runners. Please, if you haven't yet, you've seen the high level of play they've displayed here, go and check out their Twitch channels. Give them a follow. See more fantastic gameplay like this.
It's always funny seeing those slow deboosts through the water, like the real slow backflip.
Especially when it's Kirby.
Great door fix on that door. That's a hundo strat there. Oh, Belthasar is also going to be getting the Kraid stand up here.
Kraid refusing to be quick killed for either of our runners today. He wants his moment in the sun.
Yeah, good job to our runners fighting Kraid honestly. A real skillful fight where you wait for RNG to decide when Kraid opens his mouth first. Ooh.
Ooh, that was a little scary on Rui's screen.
Yeah, taking a hit from those platforms hurts.
Yeah, even with Varia, that is not a free room.
That's why if you ever see in Lower Norfair, people often run into that like spike wall first before they go through those platforms just to avoid taking so much damage.
Yeah, I've seen that done. I never knew that was the reason why, but that makes absolute sense.
All right, what kind of color change do we get on Kirby here? Does he change colors? Does he get different color pants?
I don't know if his pants change. I know the top doesn't change.
Ryu's struggling a bit here. The screw attack is resetting his iframes. Can't spin jump through the robots.
I mean, he's Kirby. He should just be able to suck him up and spit him out on the other side, but...
Gets his bubble. Yeah, now he's got purple pants. There we go.
Ah, there it is. Purple Pants Kirby. Ready for action. Although, well, I was about to say, was on a little bit of a risky energy, but got a few pickups and back in a more comfortable range.
Yeah, a lot of these things actually tend to drop like 20 healths.
Belthasar finding what I'm sure is a welcome second E-Tank.
Yeah, so technically Belthasar's in go mode now. Ruya wants that super pack. Uh,
Belthasar
so
making
he's gonna get this super pack instead.
Belthasar making that tricky wall jump up to Norfair Reserve, but just checks the front item. Like the morph ball and the wheel and the weight also share that purple recolor.
Okay, so I forget what was here.
I believe it was Aqueduct.
Yeah, so this will lead to Aqueduct, and then Aqueduct. We'll see if he is gonna check the back entrance to get to Crocomire or not.
Yeah, if he's been diligent with his tracking or has a really good memory, he should know that that's the last transition, and will hopefully skip it, but we'll see.
I don't know if he saw the back of Lower Norfair yet. I guess he did.
You might be right. He might not have checked single chamber. I know he didn't check wave, but Rui's wheel being carried across bowling,
Looks kind of like a yo-yo or something.
or like a discolored Captain America shield. Pretty clean fight against everyone's favorite snake monster for Belthasar.
Alright, so let's see if Rui's gonna check out stuff or leave after getting this charge beam.
And laid the power bomb. He looks like he's going for the reserve.
Gets that big advantage here. I tell you that missile pack's gonna make the difference.
I mean, it was so clearly wanting to be picked up.
Like he has enough ammo here at this point. He doesn't need uh, charge or anything anymore.
And he will be picking up that plasma right now.
Meanwhile, Belthasar's going into Dragon here.
Not going to be seeing any speed booster strats, but plenty of ammo to finish him off.
So Ruya is going to find Tourian here in Green Brinstar, and then he's going to find his way into West Meridia.
And spring ball and bombs along the way. Dragon with the swoops.
Just missing on this couple of charge shots. Because we're right there, right through her belly. The little baby dragons come to clean up.
very polite of them, come clean up after you. Little gravity jump to get out of Dragon's room. Now we get to find out the question, will Belthasar check the back of East Meridia?
Ruya's thinking a little bit here. If he ends up checking East Meridia here, which looks like he might be, that will give Ruya some time to catch up. Ooh, tickles the fish. Tickles the Seppi fish.
Just misses that grapple jump, but easy backup.
I wonder if Ruya is coming to go through the front of Lower Norfair.
Yeah, he might be headed down, to the Croc exit. Yeah.
Okay.
I believe Ruya has seen the back of Lower Norfair, so he knows at least Ridley's on the other side of that double or single chamber. Belthasar likely not going to be too happy with what he finds at the top of this elevator.
Why not? Are you happy to find Crocomire?
Oh, it's the other transition. Oh, nope, it is Crocomire. I mean, I always love saying hello to Crocomire, but...
He didn't even look at him. He just left. He's a ding-dong ditcher.
A little rude, not gonna lie. Crocomire finally has company. Doesn't even stick around.
But yeah, that little detour is going to give Ruya a chance to catch up here. And with the speed booster, he's going to be able to make a much quicker Dragon fight.
Yep, speed booster, and if he wants to use grapple beam, has that option as well.
It's a nice one round on Batoon.
Very clean.
Dropping a ton of supers there. Every 80% runner is upset.
Yeah, usually Batoon is just stingy as all get out, but man.
Ruya, leaving the room. Resetting this for the full halfy attempt.
Looking good so far. that shine spark animation or sprite. Oh my gosh.
It's kind of scary. I'm a little bit frightened.
There's like half frightened, half in awe. Like it's a mixture of the two.
Belthasar got confused by the little warp they have here. He's like, ooh, area portal. But that's just to connect the sand hall.
Ruya opening with a nice little shine spark. Dragon not being cooperative with swoops. Belthasar thinking about where he wants to go.
Gets
Ruya,
the suit off of the fight. Got the bad frame.
Ruya not even checking behind Dragon. He's got everything he needs, so I don't blame him.
But the missile pack.
The unappreciated missiles sometimes.
Okay, Belthasar choosing to farm up a little bit here.
We know Belthasar saw Lava Dive in Criteria, but we don't think that he's seen the back of Lower Norfair, but he's got to be checking it now, right?
Yeah, I think he's figured it out at this point. He made sure to farm up some supers and health there because he knows he's going to be going into Lower Norfair. And Ruya is going to be not too far behind. He might actually choose to go through the intended route. Shoutouts to the intended route to Bubble Mountain.
Yeah, and with that, if Ruya does head to the back of Lower Norfair, it looks like Belthasar is heading back to Lava Dive. We might have a lead change on our hands. It's one of those instances where it proves how powerful information is in these area rando seeds.
It could be possible maybe Belthasar mismarked something, or maybe he thought he already did that wave beam check, or like the single chamber entrance.
Right, right. You know, an hour into a randomizer seed, you know, it's easy to make those little potentially clerical errors, or if you're trying to rely on memory, just misremembering.
Meanwhile, Ruya just going for it.
Yeah, that screw attack really paying off in spades here, taking care of all those, all the musketeers. I know they're not musketeers down here, but
Yeah, taking that pre-Ridley save.
bee hunters. That's the name I was looking for. Brain is just a little bit behind my mouth, unfortunately.
It does look like Belthasar is just going to be heading towards the lava dive.
It will be interesting if Belthasar decides to do reverse lava dive when he comes out, or if he will head back towards the back and risk the unknown transition. Because if he goes reverse lava dive, it could put him out closer to Tourian, potentially. Because if he could just go straight across Criteria to West Meridia, that has a connector to Green Brinstar and then Tourian. But I'm not quite sure how much time that might save, as opposed to coming back out the back of Lower Norfair. Ruya heading into Ridley. A little bit low energy, but plenty of supers.
Just a quick little 30 supers.
Textbook. I'm not sure it could have gone smoother. Ruya not checking behind Ridley either. Ruya is on a mission.
Yeah, we'll see if he decides to do that lava dive or not. The reverse amphitheater and everything.
I mean, his health is a little rough for acid bath. I don't know if he would want to risk that.
Yeah, now it's a bit low. He could have maybe farmed some metal pirates.
Belthasar missing. Oh, screw attack will make short work of the pillars.
Yeah, well, we'll probably see that as Ruya going through Red Tower to get the other West Meridia entrance.
Yeah, it's a long trek through Upper Norfair. Although I guess he has speed booster, so he can make it through the speed booster hallway. Or actually, he'd probably want to head down to Croc exit, and that puts him back in the middle of Red Tower. Question from chat: where's Tourian? It is the Green Brinstar side of Meme Route. And Green Brinstar only has connections to West Ocean from Wrecked Ship or the top of West Meridia.
It's kind of in an awkward place.
Yeah, Green Brinstar really was kind of tucked away this time.
Belthasar also taking that little Ridley save. Ruya going through. Ruya.
Ruya maybe
Don't do it,
not
Ruya.
quite sure. Yeah.
Trying to set up the gate glitch here. Nice. One attempt.
Grappling over these lava spikes.
Smart when you have 73 health. Take it nice and safe.
Opting not to take the energy refill.
Well, you get the refill going into Tourian with these settings, so it's okay.
Yeah, that's true. There's not a lot that's really threatening between where he's at and where Tourian is. At least not for Ruya. I would probably get stuck in Hellway at least twice. I had to say something, didn't I?
He tried to go for like some kind of neat spring ball strategy, it looked like.
Meanwhile, Belthasar taking on Ridley's home turf.
Okay, so Maria's taking the elevator up, so he's gonna take the West Meridian entrance, I guess, just to the left of this.
Yeah, he must be. He's thinking about it. Belthasar trying to finish Ridley off with a few plasmas. Looks like he is dead. And the little spring ball hop finishes Ridley off. So now both runners have all 4 bosses cleared. And the race to Tourian is on.
Belthasar showing us that power bomb pad we so desperately wanted to see earlier.
It does mean I'm going to be able to sleep tonight, knowing what was behind Ridley. Belthasar opting to farm up a little.
Tickled the fish again. That's 2 tickles. That's too much, man. Leave the fish alone.
It looks like Belthasar is planning to do the acid bath and reverse lava dive. I think he was farming up for crystal flash ammo there.
It's always nice to have, leave it. It only takes about 2 tanks. It only takes about 2 tanks to do the reverse acid bath, or the reverse acid dive through amphitheater. But you know, that's you need to have like a good strategy going into it. If you just kind of wing it, you can like fall in a weird spot, and then you have to wait out some shots from some of the gold pirates. Yeah, we do have Ruya being our first one into Tourian here.
And it looks like Belthasar is deciding to go through the back of Lower Norfair.
That lack of wave beam, I think, is actually making Ruya miss some of these Metroid shots.
Yeah, it's always interesting in randomizers the different item combinations you have in different rooms where you might be perfectly comfortable with a regular, route loadout, but you have to approach it differently just because you're missing certain items. It'll be
Looks
interesting.
like he was
Go ahead.
going for some like new route strategies there for his Metroid rooms. 'Cause I know Ruya's been doing some PRKD runs lately.
Now, without wave beam, do you think we'll see a baby skip or baby skip attempt?
Why not? I'm sure he can do it. Ah, I jinxed it.
Commentator's curse strikes again, right?
I had too much faith. With high jump boots, you don't. Yeah, there we go. That's what I was about to say, and then Belthasar realized it. That you just have to do like one big jump from there, and you can wall jump at the top. See what baby skip Ruya chooses to go for, because I don't think you can freeze the Rinka from on top here without wave.
You cannot. I just did a practice seed where I discovered that.
So it might be faster to just try to go for a speed skip if you're comfortable with that. Didn't quite get the setup there, so he's going to make another attempt at this. To freeze it from underneath, you either have to chart. Okay, so he gets the speed zap skip on the second attempt. But to freeze the Rinka from underneath with a lot of beam combos, you need to either charge the beam or crouch. And then you aim straight up.
Oh, interesting. I never knew that. The things you learn in randomizer games.
Nothing quite beats this super DPS here.
Nope. As long as Mother Brain stays relatively still, you can just pump supers all day. Belthasar deciding not to climb up Main Street and head towards the top of West Meridian. Instead, looks like he's headed up to Criteria to go across. Ruya getting the laggy grapple beam in the rainbow.
You mean the swag grapple beam?
The swag grapple beam. Yes, I misspoke.
Looks like Kirby's like praying or something.
He's just having a little nap. You know, with as much as Kirby eats, I imagine he gets pretty sleepy. Ooh, Belthasar might be a little lost.
He's gonna unfortunately find Criteria here in just a second.
This is going to take him back to the bottom of Red Tower.
I mean, Green Brinstar is kind of out of the way.
It is. It really is tucked away in a couple of, out of the way spots as well. So,
like, if you aren't like explicitly using a map to track, it can be a lot to remember. Especially when it's something like, okay, well, one half of it is the wrecked ship, which is never something you'd really want to go do. Like, you don't want to have to go through there.
No. And I mean, I think he knows that it was somewhere in West Meridia, but he's checked 3 out of the 4 portals, so I'm curious if he'll head back now and check that last one at the top. Meanwhile, Ruya trying the swag ball escape there.
This is important. You gotta set it up multiple times in a race. Alright, can you really win? Can you really win if you don't do the blue bomber? I don't think so.
Well, I think in this case it's the purple bomber. We get to see that beautiful Kirby Behemoth Spark sprite one more time.
Very nice escape.
And get your GGs in chat.
Yeah, GG's to Ruya, finishing was that a 108.40? Definitely saved time with that blue bomber.
Both time save and swag.
Does look like Belthasar forfeited. So let's see if we can get them in for interview if they want.
While we wait to see if we can get our runners in for an interview, Simo, are you entered in the tournament? Have you played your first match yet? Oh, looks like we've got Ruya joining us.
Hello.
GG Ruya, how do you feel about that one?
Pretty good. Other than the gauntlet death early, I think that I played that seed according to my strategy, and I was pretty happy.
Yeah, I think it went pretty well overall. Belthasar was a little bit ahead of you, and you were catching up, but he forgot where Lord Norfair was, and you pulled ahead of him there, and then he had trouble getting back to Green Brinstar for Tourian.
Yeah, I think Belthasar hadn't seen the single chamber entrance to the back of Lower Norfolk, so he took the front route.
Oh, that's interesting. Where was that again?
That was meme route, at the bottom of criteria.
Yeah, he said that in the race channel. I actually got a little bit scared when I was heading to Tourian as well because I took a wrong door, but luckily I figured out where to go pretty quick.
It can be pretty hard to, even if you have like a map tracker up and you're tracking all the transitions, it can be hard to like path like to Turian efficiently.
Oh yeah, it's totally a mess to look at all of it.
I was also glad to see that you definitely saved time in the escape there with the blue bomber.
Thank you.
I think if you didn't get it, you would have lost by like 30 minutes.
Absolutely. I don't think there's any way I could have won without that.
And there was a lot of like other cool strategies you went for as well. Like people in chat pointed out, you tried to do the missile only quick kill on grade, which is wild.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate I messed that one up, but see if I can get it next time maybe.
I haven't quite gotten that one myself. I think at most I got like 8 missiles into him or something, which is still pretty good, but it's, you don't get like that feeling of satisfaction.
So you mentioned at the beginning that you kind of had a strategy coming into the race. Do you mind sharing a little bit about kind of how you approach area rando and item countdown?
Yeah, so I think that in item countdown it's honestly can be quite luck based compared to like major minor or something. And I pretty much just have a philosophy of checking everything in an area that I can if there's still items on the countdown. Until I'm in go mode anyway.
Yeah, I definitely tend to agree with that approach. It always feels bad when you have one item left, several checks, and you think, it's probably not important. I'll come back, and then you find out later it's Very or Gravity or something else important.
Right.
I think in other modes as well, it can be a bit easier to skip one of the suits, but in full countdown, because you stop looking at things as soon as you found all your major items, so you can end up with, like, we saw it in this case where there just was not a lot of E-tanks for our runners.
Yeah, E-tanks were sparse.
So you wouldn't really be able to do like suitless lower Norfair or things like that you might see in a major minor split, where you happen across a ton of E-tanks before you do like upper Norfair.
Well, I'm not sure we're going to be joined by Belthasar. Ruya, any kind of final thoughts on the seed? Any anticipation of week 2 coming up? The randomizer sets.
Let me actually look at the settings for week 2 really quick.
I believe it's major, minor, light area, and boss shuffle.
That's going to be pretty interesting. I'm going to have to do a couple practice seeds of that and see how it goes.
Yeah, the routing is a little bit different for light area, which I'm sure you'll see, since like the entrances. There's always going to be like 2 green Brit entrances at Criteria, and there's always going to be 1 red tower, Tourian, and the wrecked ship. And so knowing that, you'll be able to kind of path your way and figure out what entrances you want to go through and where you want to end up.
Yeah, it always feels a little awkward to me with light area, especially with boss shuffle. Everything pretty much paths through Red Brinstar and Upper Norfair at some point, and so you wind up, maybe finding Kraid's Lair early, but no Kraid. And with that major minor split, you're locked out from little Kraid's little cubby hole. So if that winds up being a major item, there's a lot of backtracking, and every time it's through Red Brinstar and Upper Norfair.
What I find cool is you can often go from like the top of Red Tower through like West Meridia to like the bottom of Red Tower. I like that a lot from it.
Yeah, being able to cut out certain sections of Red Brinstar does help. I'm not going to lie about that.
So for other matches today, we have Apathy Duck versus B Frabber. That's going to be on SpeedGaming 3 in about 35 minutes. That should be exciting. And then later tonight, we have Owl versus Guy Average at 10:10 p.m. on SpeedGaming 4. Tomorrow, we have some matches. None have been assigned yet, so we'll see how it is. Some of them still need commentary and tracking, so if anybody wants to be heroes, you go ahead.
And I'll take a quick shout out to Dasser12. I hope I pronounced that correctly, our tracker for today. You guys are the true heroes. You make it all happen, so really appreciate you coming in and tracking for us. And once again, please check out our runners. Lots of talent here, and you'll learn a lot how to do Blue Bomber. Watch their streams, so go check them out on Twitch. Give them a follow. And Simo, anything else before we wrap up here?
Shout outs to my co-coms here, Count Cranberry, holding down the fort here, doing a really good job. Give him a follow.
And likewise for you. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I had fun. GG's again to Ruya and to Belthasar, and see you next mission.
Yep. Thank you guys for the comms and everything.